The sisterhood draws women from many worlds to advance our species and govern the future.
So nice to meet you. How's the Brazil experience been so far?
It's been amazing. Everybody's so nice. The bars are great. People are nice. He sunburned last night, took his shirt off and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Show him.
No, you show him some stuff.
Yeah.
You're the one who told me.
Living like a true Brazilian.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal place. First time here and I'm having a great time.
I love Brazil.
It's amazing.
The food, I love it.
The people.
It's
been great.
What did you eat? Everything I could.
Really?
Yeah, basically. I've gone and to eat out a lot.
You've been good.
Yeah, I like seeing a place through the food.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're a good place.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy seeing the audience at CCXP?
Oh
That
my
was
God,
incredible.
that was incredible. What an event.
Yes.
Yeah, we loved it.
We are very passionate.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
man.
good.
It's great.
Everybody's so nice. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good energy.
And Jade, I'm gonna start with you. What was it like when you got the call to join the Dune universe? And had you seen the movies before? How was it?
I was over the moon. I didn't know much about Dune, and as soon as the audition came up, I started looking into it and finding out more. And then I had a chat with Alison about the character, and I was just like, yes, please, I want to be part of this. It sounds incredible. So yeah.
So Travis, what was it like stepping into such a legendary world? How did you get ready for this?
I was nervous stepping into the world, but it's a great opportunity. It's a great, spectacular world, and I really enjoyed the scripts, and it's a privilege to be in part of the Dune universe.
And Jordan, it's a show packed with details, different universes, and crazy scenes. How do you guys make sure everything looks, so awesome?
Well, you kind of staff up with some amazing craftsmen and technicians you trust to kind of help do a lot of world building. Our showrunner has a lot of respect for the property, and she was really good at kind of really sticking to the details and kind of weaving them through our stories. And it takes a lot of discipline and challenge. It's a challenge logistically, but you want to create something that kind of lives up to the universe.
And Alison, there are so many badass women in the show. What do you think about all these strong female characters?
I mean, I personally love it. I think it's super exciting to write. I mean, I have to credit Frank Herbert, Brian Herbert, Kevin J. Anderson. They centered women. The sisterhood of Dune is the novel we're working from. So it was right there in the story we inherited, and with the Harkonnen sisters right at the center. And to me, and I've always wanted to know more about the Bene Gesserit, and I think a lot of people want to know more about the Bene Gesserit. So I thought it was a brilliant premise for a series, and the fact that it allows us to explore and write so many incredible women, and strong and fierce and complicated and complex women has been really great, especially as a science fiction genre writer. It's been really gratifying.
And Jade, Sister Theodosia is one of those women.
Mm-hmm.
She's strong. And what do you think she represents in the story?
Oh, I mean, there's so much. I think for me, I really connect with this sort of, I think she feels very othered and has felt very othered. And so coming to the sisterhood must feel great to be part of something, and to be part of something where she can really excel and do her best. And I think that's what she wants to do. And to be seen, noticed, and kind of respected for who she is. And I think that's what she gets from Valia, especially when, Valia takes her on a mission, chooses her. I think it's really special for Theo to be picked,
And Travis, Desmond is very mysterious at the beginning. What is it like to play a character like that with that duality?
I really enjoyed playing Desmond. He's really come in and affected the structure of the whole political ecosystem or whatever, and I just like that he gets in. He can cause trouble, which I enjoy, and be a naughty little person.
Alison, it's a huge, ambitious show. So how was it building this whole world for you?
I mean, it was, thrilling. It was intimidating. It was, all the feelings. I mean, I most of all tried to be really careful, and we really wanted to craft a story that people could come too fresh, if they had never seen Dune before or never seen the movies or read the books, but also to be rewarding for people who were passionate Dune fans. And so that was a tightrope we were always trying to walk.
Jordan, what was the hardest scene to film? Got any cool behind the scenes stories to share?
The hardest scene to film. Last night's episode had a tremendous performance by Travis. It was in the Landsrat when he kind of unleashes his power on a lot of people. I wouldn't say it was hard to film, but it's when you do these big crowd scenes with so many characters in the show, it's just a lot of work. It takes multiple days to kind of pull it off. He had a big monologue. He had to do it, 100 different times. A lot of extras, which means a lot of costumes, and it's a lot of work, but it's fun to see something like that happen.
Was that your hardest scene?
Yeah.
So far?
I hate talking in front of so many people. And there's a lot of dialogue that I can't remember. So.
And you fried a kid with your mind. Was that difficult as well?
I'm a very bad babysitter.
Ooh. That's so interesting. Do you know, I say hardest, but it was also really fun, which was doing the Prana Bindu on the side of the cliff with the wind and the rain. And it was great because it was really hot that day. Mm-hmm. It was so warm that we actually were really happy to be poured with rain. But the wind machines mean that the rain is going this way, like into your eyes. And the whole point is that we're like in control of our bodies and it's not affecting us in any way. So yeah, it was kind of hard to look serene with all of that going on.
But for us, everything's perfect.
Okay, good.
I know, they were amazing.
There's a war hidden in plain sight. I'm the only one that can tell you the truth.
And it's a sci-fi show, but there's definitely a lot we can learn from it. So what do you think is the main message of Dune for both of you?
I think there's so much relevance in it this day and age about honesty and people's true motives, and everybody's always striving for power, which creates a lot of corruption. It's hard. You don't know who to believe anymore. Same as this life politically, in that you don't know what's true and what's not.
Well, I think Dune's themes are so pertinent and really continue to be, have been and continue to be. And I think part of it is that it is really exploring, politics, power, charismatic leaders and the stories we tell about them and the myths we believe. And so I think that is always speaking to whatever age you're living in. But obviously, I think particularly today, the rise of artificial intelligence is very interesting to be working with a story that's about the fallout of that, where we're 100 or so years after humankind has had to actually fight thinking machines, and while that, and it sets up, I think, a culture where people are really asking, what does it mean to be human? And what was the cost of giving up, aspects of our thinking and sort of outsourcing it? And I think that is really interesting because I don't think there's any stopping artificial intelligence. I think it's coming. And I think for good and for bad. And it's kind of up to us to figure out how to engage with it. So, some of the questions I think Dune is asking are very pertinent for today.
Beware of your heroes. You know what I mean? I think that we have inside of us this desire to control and be controlled. And I think that if those things are out of whack, this kind of, thirst for power, for control, it can cause a lot of bad things, like stagnation, and I think it's all about, there's all the relevant themes of Dune. I think our show is also really about like what happens, when you've lived your life so long under thinking machines, and now that you're untethered, you're scrambling for what's the next chapter, and people enter that fray and they want to control themselves, control the world themselves and the universe themselves. It's interesting.
Imagine if your phone just shut off and nobody had phones anymore. It would cause a lot of turmoil.
Yeah. And were you Dune fans before this?
No, but I'm learning a lot about Dune now. It's a very fascinating world. It's crazy.
And Jade, you talked about that scene, but what's the atmosphere like behind the scenes? Any fun stories to share?
Yeah, I mean, it was great fun. Those early, before we started filming and those early scenes of the sisterhood, it was a bit like being at like summer camp. It was like myself and all the other sisters, we were in training, we were learning to fight, we were learning the Prana Bindu, we were learning about Dune and the world that we were stepping into, and it was just really, really fun. And, we filmed this in Budapest. None of us were at home. So we were all away from home, and it meant that we spent a lot of time together and really got to know each other. And it was really good fun.
Sisters in real life too.
Sisters in real life, exactly.
Very special. Yeah.
And what's the atmosphere like behind the scenes of the show?
We dance a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a good dancer?
Not at all.
Show
Probably
some
the worst
moves. Show some
dancer
moves, man.
you could ever
Come
see.
on, a little
Do
bit.
your samba.
No,
Yeah.
No, I
you can
can't.
take the samba moves to the set now.
Yeah. Can you samba?
No. I'm not a good Brazilian that way. No. I
He's
can
very
do
good.
that.
Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I'm a champion. Yeah.
And for you, Jordan, what's the atmosphere like behind the scenes?
We made this show in Budapest, and we were, it was 6 months. We all became very close, hung out a lot. I think we all had the same mission to make as good a show as possible.
We didn't hang out that much. You avoided me a lot.
I avoided. I hung out with everyone but Travis. It was a great experience. I mean, it's always fun to work on a team that all wants to do the same thing, which makes something great.
Can you leave a message to the CNN Brazil audience? Invite to watch the show or something?
Please, I encourage everyone in Brazil to keep watching our television show. I think you'll be very satisfied with the ending of this season.
And I just want to thank Brazil for being such fantastic people. And there's a big invite to Australia to come visit.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to
Oh,
meet you.
thank you.
Thank you.